after time.
Brand.
When you're lost, you can call and you will find me. Time Worn brand after Time Worn brand. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello,
Let's sing the song.
Investigators.
It's time for Two Lowly Investigators as we review.
The it's been revealed.
It has been revealed. The Depths of Yoth player cards from the new scenario pack. Gosh, it's been so rusty. I feel so rusty.
It's been a while.
I feel like I am covered in literal rust, like this brand we're going to talk about at some point. That'll be really cool. Mute that guy. All right. So, the first card we're going to talk about is handcuffs. Handcuffs is a 2-cost asset with a foot icon, and it's an item, and it's got the police keyword. Boop, boop.
Woo.
That's the sound of the police.
Boop, boop. That's the sound of that elder beast.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If handcuffs are not attached to an enemy, you can use an evade action and use your fists instead of your feet. If you succeed, you get to attach handcuffs to the just evaded enemy. And if the invaded enemy is not elite, it can't be readied, and doom cannot be placed on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, how cool is that?
There's a lot of enemies that are humanoid.
I was worried there were not enough. Like, you were just going to handcuff a cultist, and he was just going to be like, oh man, but then he was going to summon a Shoggoth, and then you'd be like, well, guess that's the end of that. But there's actually a lot. There's a lot you can handcuff. Snakes. Those super powerful snakes. Like
the Serpents of Yig and stuff like that?
Yeah, that get just really big when you start murdering little snakes.
Agents of the King, Brutes of Yig,
yeah.
Carnival Sentinels, even in other campaigns that aren't the main ones.
Yeah. So there's actually quite a few snakes. Well, I'm mostly thinking of snakes, but there's quite a few humanoids you can handcuff.
But you're not allowed to handcuff most named enemies, which kind of sucks because I feel like they should be able to handle... some puny punks.
They're too good.
Some punks.
I mentioned earlier they're like handcuffing Black Widow or Captain America. They're just too good.
They're too good.
They can pick the locks and just break right out of the handcuffs. So.
All right. The next card we have is probably one of my favorite cards in the pack, just because it's got some really brutal art. It's like super metal.
Yeah,
right?
It's pretty great.
It's called Blood Eclipse. It's a 1-cost 3-experience event with a brain and a fist. It's called Blood Eclipse, as I said. Spell and a spirit card. There you go, Calvin. Here you go, Calvin. As an additional cost to play Blood Eclipse, take up to 3 damage. You can fight and use brain instead of fist for this attack, and you get +1 brain and +1 damage for this attack for each damage taken as a part of it. So you can get up to 3 extra brains and 3 extra damage from this attack, meaning that for 1 resource and 3 damage. You can, deal 4 damage.
Do a ton of damage. Yeah. This is an interesting card.
I definitely don't think it goes with a lot of people, but I'm really liking Calvin as a character, and so this really fits well in Calvin because it's a spirit card. Now, I think he can have it because it might be actually too expensive, and we're about to see if I get crushed. Are you ready?
You can just have spirit cards, can he?
I don't think all level. Why did I close out of all this stuff?
Oh, man.
Man, I'm the real chump today. Who's the real chump today?
That guy.
This guy.
Well, we went through the investigators, I think. And there's 3 investigators, right? They can have it.
All of the Protector, Guardian, Paladin Knights can have it. And
yeah, but...
There's maybe 1 or 2, Mystics that can have it.
That would be...
Yeah, he can have it. Spirit cards level 0 to 3. Whew.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm ready to Blood Eclipse some enemies with Calvin.
3 that would be useful. I'm just... Brains is just usually not a super great stat for...
It's average on all of them. It's 4 on some. I mean, Zoe that could use this if she really wanted to, do some work.
Yeah.
Get some stuff did.
Yeah, true.
But I see your complaint.
Yeah, I'm just saying this one is it's not I'm just thinking it's not a super great card for now.
No, I'm definitely, it's one of those ones that is kind of cool, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with it, right?
Yes, there might be an investigator that.
But for now,
be super good.
Calvin can take 3 damage and make sure he has 3 fighter feet at the beginning of the game, and probably murder something.
Yeah,
straight up. Our next card is a spell from the other Arkham games. It's called Feed the Mind. In other Arkham games, it levels your stats up and stuff, so this is pretty cool. Oh, yeah. It's a 2-cost asset for 3 XP. It has a book icon on it, and it has 3 secrets. So it can be recharged with that one card that lets you recharge things with charges or secrets, and I can't remember the name of it. The exhaust feed the mind and spin one secret. To test zero book, for each point you succeed by, draw one card and then take one horror for each card in excess of your maximum hand size.
That's a lot of cards you can get if you're a seeker.
Yeah, you want to be careful too because you might murder yourself.
You can kill yourself really fast, but I mean, if you're down on cards, that's a lot of cards you can get. Yeah,
it is, and it doesn't have charges, so I don't think Okiche can have it. Oichke? I can never remember her name. But it's cool. Yeah. It's pretty cool, I think. Drawing cards is sweet. Except for, like, Rex is already really good at it, and so this would be good in a lot of other Seekers, but maybe not Rex.
Yeah.
Maybe Rex. I don't really know. It depends on if you need to set up or not. But you have to draw it, so. Mm-hmm. All right, our next one is the most confusing named card in the set. Colt Vest Pocket. And I didn't look up if that's a thing or not.
But it's a gun.
Yeah, but it's a gun. It's a 2-cost 0 experience asset with a foot icon. It's an item, weapon, illicit, firearm. And it uses 5 ammo. And it says, as an action, spend 1 ammo to fight, and you get +1 fist and +1 damage for this attack. And forced at the end of the round, discard Colt Vest Pocket. So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I think this is a good card. There's a lot of combos you can do with it. Like, you can fast it out with Fence, right?
Yep.
And if you're running rogue action deck, you can fire off all your ammo.
Yeah, with like quick thinking and stuff like that, where you can get an extra action. You could double or nothing it. You can even use sleight of hand on this if you really want. If you can get like 4, sleight of hand could be cool. There's people saying there's better targets for sleight of hand. But if you don't have those in your hand, then this is good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It does a lot. I mean, you can deal potentially, with the right combination of cards, anywhere from 4 to 10 damage, depending on what you got out. So,
yeah.
And it's nice and slow and consistent. It costs 2.
Yeah. And this is more damage than a bar.
Depending on how much ammo you spend. All right? Don't be salty. This card is cool. It's called Coup de Grace. Coupe de Gracie.
Ah, yes.
2-cost event with double fisticuffs. It's a tactic and it's faded, so it can be pulled out with those beautiful stick to the plan, and you can have it in Mark Harrigan's deck because it's a tactic.
Yeah, and she's like shooting a werewolf.
She's like gadding a ghoul. She's wasting a werewolf. She's gadding a ghoul.
Yeah.
She's shooting a snake man.
Ah, yes.
Those are some Halloween-based.
Very, very clever.
It says deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. If this effect defeats the enemy, draw a card. If this is your turn, end it. And if this action does not provoke an attack of opportunity. I don't know. It seems okay. I mean, it sucks that you have to use an action on it because you can't really cheat it out very easily.
Yeah, that's true.
But it can be, if played at the right time, you can do a lot with it.
And it's a non-test damage.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, and I mean, thinking about how much damage you deal and need to deal in this game frequently, dealing an extra 1 could probably do work.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can stop yourself from having overkill. Like if you use a pistol most of the time, it's going to deal 2 damage, and you might just deal 1. So then you get to draw a card.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I
like it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty nice.
And because she looks like she has got a score to settle.
Yeah, I'd probably put this in a deck if I wanted to upgrade. If I wanted upgrade fodder.
I like the flavor text on this. It says 2 bullets cracked open the creature's skull, then another, then another, then another. Maybe you should deal more than 1 damage if it's going to have that many than others.
And then her turn ended.
And then her turn ended. The next card we have is a cool, unique. It's another exceptional card for rogues. Woo! They don't need more of those. 3 costs, 2 experience, or 4 to pay to put in your deck. Asset, 2 books, and it's an item cursed, and it's a relic. It's exceptional and fast, and it says, as an action, attach skeleton key to your location. If it's already attached to the location, detach it and return it to your play area. Set the attached location's shroud value to 1.
This seems really good.
Yeah.
I don't think the cursed keyword does anything.
Not at the moment.
And it has a 2 book icon commit. So, I mean,
I don't think you ever commit this card.
Well,
but
yeah,
if you do, it does have 2 books. You're right.
Yeah. So, I mean, this seems really good.
And it's a relic too, so if
4
you're going,
XP.
yeah.
So other than that, like it's just expensive on XP.
Yeah. If you're going for the relic build too, you can put it in. I think you can put it in Ursula Downs' deck, and you can get it out with Dr. Eli Horowitz and put it on her. Even though it won't take up a slot anyway, you can still, tutor it out with her if you miss your other relics. So it's pretty cool. I like this card, but holy heck, it takes a lot of actions to use. So hopefully you have some action cheating in there, because you got to like put it on, and then you can investigate twice, and then you can keep going until it's done. But then you have to take it back off again, right? So like, it just takes actions, a lot of actions.
Oh yeah, but there are like some locations that are just like 8 tokens if you're playing in a like 4-person game.
Yeah, like Rex at this location with this, and Rex could be like really quick.
Yeah,
because he like just gets to every investigation basically.
And this turns like sort of non-investigators into like good, effective investigators. You can just like sort of put it on and leave, and have your non-investigators in the group be like, "You guys take care of this."
The interesting part to me is that if you leave it attached to a location, it doesn't leave the game at the end of the scenario, so it still goes back into your deck. Like you went back and grabbed it later.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Or it's cursed, so you never can get rid of it. Which is the scarier thought. Our next card is a Mists of Relay. This is an upgrade. It's a 2-cost 4 experience asset, the brain and a foot icon. It's a spell that uses 5 charges. It says spend a charge to evade, and it uses brain instead of feet. You get +3 for this attempt, and if you succeed after evading the chosen enemy, you can move. If you draw one of the symbol tokens, then you have to discard a card at your hand. But you don't fail a test, so that's nice. The upgrade here is the +3 brain.
Yeah.
So and I think the cost reduction. Let's see. I have this one up. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, original Mists of Relay is still 2, so no. And it has an extra charge on it, which is nice.
Okay, extra charge. Mm-hmm. And you still get to move, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. +3 brain. That's a lot of brain. I don't know if it's worth the 4 XP. 4. Yeah. Reading that.
I mean, it would be if you're trying to run away from vengeance things.
That's true.
But yeah.
That's also true.
Mists of Relay is like a really powerful card in a powerful spell in the other games. So I say like these things like Shriveling, Mists of Relay and Astral Travel, and they can all be really powerful if you use them correctly.
That's true. And I might have mentioned this before, but like the discarding a card is way better than taking the horror.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, if you're Agnes, not so much, but if you're any other one, definitely. Yeah, because Agnes's little thing is kind of cool. But all right, our first Survivor card is called Winging It. Winging It. Winging It. It's a 1-cost event. It's tactic and it's improvised, so once again it can be stick with the plan, or it can be in Mark Harrigan's deck. And it says you may play Winging It from your discard pile. If you do, shuffle it in your deck after resolving its effects. Your investigation gets -1 stride for this investigation if you use it to investigate. And if you played it from your discard pile, you discover 1 additional clue. Holy heck.
Do you like it?
It's pretty sweet.
Mr. Survivor Man?
I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, -1 shroud's always going to be good, right? It's like kind of like half lantern.
Yeah.
And if you play from the discard pile, then you get to get an extra clue, which a lantern will never do, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of like not a lantern, I'm sorry, flashlight. But a lantern is similar in the extra clue if you do it right, but I don't know. I think it's cool. I mean, it's a 1-cost event. It doesn't have any symbols, though. I'm not liking these whole symbolless, events that we keep getting in Survivor. But yeah, I think it's cool. I'm interested to see how it works. And since it costs no XP, you can just start with it, which I think is pretty sweet. I wonder if you can make like a Survivor investigator build now with like cards.
I bet you could.
With
make a really good one.
Cards in the game. Yeah, what?
With like the 2. Yeah, I bet you could.
Yeah. And you could, because the other thing I like is it's like improvised weapon, right? It's the same kind of feel. Like these whole improvised cards are like you get to use them from your discard pile a lot.
Just make an entire like from the discard deck.
Like Wendy wants it. She wants it so bad because it's in the discard pile. What are you laughing at? I don't understand. What did I say?
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good.
And the next card we have is an old hunting rifle. It's a 3-cost 3 experience asset with a fist and a foot icon. It's an item weapon firearm, and it uses 3 ammo. You spend an ammo to fight, you get +3 and deal +2 damage for the attack. But unfortunately, if you draw a skull or a elder sign, or the tentacle symbol auto fail, the rifle jams, and then you can't. The attack automatically fails, and you have to like clear the jam before you can use it again, and it takes up 2 hands. So much like a baseball bat, this gun
This gun will break.
It can do damage, but it could break. Yeah.
I don't really mind this trade-off. That's a lot of fight, and that's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like the Springfield, but you can use it when something's engaged with you.
And the cool part is, since it's in Survivor, you can get it back with Scavenge because it's an item.
Yeah.
So once you're done, that's the coolest thing. Like, if you can do that to get guns back out once they're done, you just have to figure out a way to discard it. But I guess you just play a card that has a hand slot and drop the gun and then pick it up later.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I like it. I'm interested to see if there's anything that happens around it. Maybe with sealing, you can kind of reduce the negative effects here too. We got a lot like the Elder Sign, and we're having some sealing cards coming out in the next set, and then the deluxe expansion besides that. So
yeah, definitely.
Sealing could help. Then we have the 3 neutral cards. We haven't had like this many neutral cards in a long time, if ever.
And these are all really good neutral cards, I think.
I think so too. The first one we have is Thermos, just a regular old Thermos. You got some chicken noodle soups there.
Really good chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, it looks legit. I want to go find one of these. It just looks so cool, like an old Thermos. But it's a 4-cost asset with a brain icon on it. It's an item, so you can put it in a backpack. Yeah, you can. Uses 3 supplies. You can spend a supply and exhaust it to heal a damage, or 2 if that investigator has physical trauma, or has 2 or more physical trauma. And that's at your location. Both of these effects are going to be at your location. And then it says spend 1 supply to exhaust it to heal horror, and you can heal 2 horror if they have 2 mental trauma. So basically, this is good later in the scenarios, right? Or
yeah.
I mean, it's good early on, but it's also good later because you can heal extra, you know? And this is heals through like the... So if you start the game with trauma, you can heal through the trauma. You can heal back to being like completely okay, as far as I understand it. If I'm wrong, you should yell at me in the comments.
Yes, I believe that's how it works.
I think it's cool. It costs 4. I guess that's not bad. It has 1 less supply than first aid.
I think it has the same.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, it's a neutral first aid that does better when you're hurt more.
Yeah. This is like hyper first aid kit.
Well, I mean, nothing's better than chicken noodle soup.
Yeah.
That's what those chicken noodle soup for the soul books
It's
exist.
good for the soul, yeah. Exactly.
It's better than just, like, slapping some peroxide on it and putting a bandage.
Everyone can take it. Like... It's slightly more expensive, but, like, so much better. So good. It's like homemade soup.
I think what we learned here today is that Tyler loves chicken noodle soup.
Everyone loves chicken noodle soup. It protects you from otherworldly horrors.
The next one we have is Hemispheric Map. It's a 2-cost asset with 3 experience, and it's got a book and a brain icon on it. It's an item, and it's another relic. When your current location is connected to at least 2 other locations, you get +1 head and +1 brain. I should stick with our incorrect conventions.
Yes.
+1 brain and +1 book. And while your current location is connected at least to at least 4 other locations, you get an additional +1 brain and a +1 book. Oh. So you can get +2 and +2 brains, +2 books if you are, in a big old connected pile.
Yep. Oh, and it's the next lot. I didn't see that before, but
it's a relic. Most relics are, except there's like certain ones that aren't. But again, Eli Horowitz can hold this for you. It doesn't have to do anything, and it just sits on her, and she can, hold. She can hold relics, and it's pretty sweet. So that's helpful. Let me read her again just to clarify her usefulness. Yeah, she's an assistant curator, man. Each relic asset attached to her. So after she enters play, you search the top 9, and you put a relic asset attached to her. And then each one does not take up any slots. And so you can get that along with, what is it? It's the, there's like the neutral card that lets you have extra ally slots. It's like Adventure or something like that.
Ally slots?
Oh, no, sorry, next slots. It's, what is it called? It's like the Charisma.
The Charisma of next slots?
The next slot Charisma. It's CHRIS. I don't know how to spell charisma. Anyway, there's a card that does it, and it's it basically it says you can have an extra like next slot. I can't remember what it is.
I know what you're talking about. I'm blanking on the name because I'm horrible with names.
Me too. Wow, it just doesn't like anything I'm saying right now.
But I get what you're saying though.
Arkham DB, get you together. Okay, never mind. It's in the same set that Charisma's in, but it's I think it's called Adventure or something like that. But it's cool. It'll work.
Yeah, I think this is a good card. Like most locations are connected to 2 other locations, so you're getting a brain in a book, which is just usually great.
Yeah, 2 resources for another brain in a book.
Yeah.
I'd take it.
And 3 XP.
Finally,
Not
the most
bad.
powerful card in the entire game of Arkham, besides Key of Yis and all those other really annoying cards that are equally powerful that people want on ban lists. The Time Worn Brand.
Whoa.
This is even better than the Ornate Bow, some would say.
Whoa. Why
I'm
not
just kidding.
both?
I don't really know. But because the Ornate Bow's two-handed.
Well, just Bandolier. Just Bandolier.
Oh my
Wear
gosh.
the armor.
You're like
keyless.
shooting the Time Worn Brand at people.
Ornate beer bow with a bandolier in this brand.
The Time Worn Brand is a
Be like an
5-cost.
artifacto man.
It's another relic, so you can do that. It's 5-cost, 5 experience asset with a brain and a fist icon on it. It's an item relic melee weapon. And you can use an action. It says if it's readied, you fight and you get +2 and deal an extra +2 fist and deal an extra damage for this attack. So for 5, you can do that basic attack as many times as you want to turn for all your actions, right? So not bad. You get +2 to the attack and you deal an extra damage. Seems good.
Yeah, that's already pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And then if you exhaust Time Worn Brand to fight, you can add your brain to your skill for your attack. So that means you're getting whatever your base fist is plus your base brain. Adding those skills tests together is always great. That's why Lockpicks is good, and that's why these other skills are good like that. This attack deals 3+3 damage, and if the attack defeats an elite enemy, you draw 3 cards, and you can do it once per game.
What?
Does it mean you can only do the exhaust effect once per game? I think that's what it means.
I would think so.
But that's still pretty sweet. Because, like, imagine you take out, like, the last victory point enemy with this thing. I mean, if you need a heavy hit, this is it, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, and for some people, for Leo Anderson, who has 3 brains, that's 7 fight
That's pretty sweet.
for just his base stat.
You're going to hit most things that way.
Yeah.
Especially if you just commit, like, a card.
Yeah.
Like a Vicious Blow in this, deal 5 damage, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe even 6, depending on how you hit it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It costs a lot of XP, though, so you're going to have to save up for it.
Definitely.
But I think it's sweet.
I mean, +2 damage or +2 fight and +1 damage for just holding it.
Let's see what everyone else has to say about Time Worn Brand.
It's pretty good.
Ooh.
Man, that's a lot of words.
I know. I'm not going to read all that. Well, there's a paragraph on ArkhamDB if you want to read more about Time Worn Brand, but, that's that. So Tyler and I are going to go to Arkham Knights tomorrow. We're driving to Minnesota. So, you never forget that? That's why the only reason you're over here in the middle of the week.
It's like, oh, God. I am.
Am I? I am. But so if you see us there, say hi. We're probably just as nervous to talk to you guys as everybody is to talk to us. So just say hi to us and we'll give you a high five. Yeah. And you can tell us how much talking about cards has changed your life or how much you don't like it. That's what we really want to hear. That's what Tyler really wants to hear.
I don't know if I want to hear anything.
But we're going to be there, designing cards, looking up stuff for the rest of you guys. So say hi. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you don't or do like what we're doing. I was thinking about pulling the audio off and starting doing some podcast stuff with these card reviews, so let me know if that's an idea you guys like or don't like, because it's easy to do and it doesn't take too much time for me to just rip the audio off of the videos and make it so you can listen to them instead of being on YouTube. So let me know, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time, investigators.